You suck! I don't want to.
We got Smitty and Chad Beetle up now.
Okay, so this is just me wanting to showcase what the 592 is capable of doing. So I ran that little race and I was feeling really good about myself. And I was also feeling really good about the decision to just run the 592 in stock trim and all that stuff. Not that I had anything to replace it with, but I could have done something. But I was like, you know what? I bet you the 592 in stock trim will compete very well with many full-on ported saws. So I went ahead and I did that. What sucked was, yeah, I cut the cookie short on the poplar side. It happens, but I mean, I was still cutting, you know. But you know, whenever you blow it out just perfectly, your chain is still cutting all the way through the wood, but your cookie is incomplete, you know. So it is what it is, you know. Happened to a lot of people that day and everything like that. But I wanted to showcase what the 592, what the times would have been like had I not cut that, because you don't get to see a time. They're just like DQ, didn't qualify. So here it is. Without further ado, I didn't get a chance to get all of the saws. Smitty, your wife Rochelle, was amazing, and you getting me the footage, muffler delete, you sent me some too. I decided to go with Smitty's. It was better, in better shape. So yeah, as you'll see, I beat a lot of saws, and we'll talk about it here in a minute. Okay, so the ones that I did not beat. Let's look at this. First, let's look at the ones I did beat. I beat the first guy, Eric with an A. I don't know what you were running there. It looks like it's a 500i. That's what it looks like to me. But I don't know if it is or not. Maybe it's a 662 or something. This is the 94cc and under class. So he could have been running a 662 there. That might be what that is. I'm not sure. So if somebody knows, please chime in. So I beat him, but not by much. I really didn't beat him by much at all. And let's see, who else? Who we got next? What we got next? We got, and I beat Al. Al, I beat you pretty badly, but, you know, you're running an old partner-based McCulloch is what I believe it is. I believe it's a, I believe that is a ProMac 1000, but uncertain what it is. But whatever it is, it wasn't the fastest thing in the world. But, you know, I mean, that doesn't mean everything. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's the old stuff, you know, it's old and it's slow. So whenever you hear people, they're like, oh man, it rips and oh, blah, blah, blah. Does it? Compared to the modern stuff nowadays, it's been my experience in spades. It does not rip. It is, old stuff is old and it's slow. So let's see what we got here. So this is Chad, and he's running what I think he's running a 394. I think that's what he's running. And then Smitty in the background there, I believe Smitty is running a Briscoe 7310. But I don't know about that. Maybe Briscoe just owns it. Maybe this is just a basic Firewood 7310. Maybe, I do know that Briscoe, Charlie, he purchased a 7310 while he was there. This could be that 7310. I don't know. But it does get beat pretty sincerely. I mean, it gets beat bad. So my guess is that it would be either Smitty made a mistake and had to recut. I'm not sure, or it's one that has not been ported because it got handed. Boop, here's your ass. Then what else? What we got here? Oh, so this is Chase. And you're not going to be able to see this. Sorry. You've already seen it. Chase is running Charlie's 395, I believe. And I beat it. Well, not I wasn't doing it. The 592 beat it pretty handily as well. Now, the folks that handed me my butt was Ethan Trainer. Ethan was running his 660 clone that he had built for Clone Wars. And that thing was scooting along, man. That thing was fast. I think Ethan builds tremendous saws. I didn't get a chance to meet him. I hate that I didn't get a chance to meet him. But yeah, nothing but respect to that young man. He seems to know what he's talking about, and he puts it into action. That's cool. And he doesn't get into all the stupid crap either. You know what I'm talking about. So he beat me pretty handily. He beat me by like 4 seconds almost. And then Doug too. Indiana Doug, he's running a I believe it's a 2095 Big Johnson Red. I think this one's ported by Kevin Levanaway. I'm not sure about that. Doug, chime in on that. But that thing was ripping too. He was really cutting through the wood. And also to mention the other Chad, the Chad that's part of Sawfest, he's running, I think he's got a 395 clone there. I'm not 100% certain on that. But definitely a 395 or a 394 or something like that. And he's got it ported up nicely. And he beat me I didn't have the best footage of it, so if you watch the video, you'll see that it's just me and him going through the oak, because I missed the start on his video. And anyways, but yeah, his 395 is running really strong too. And surprisingly, and this isn't a knock, it's just surprising, especially because I know how Eric ran. So Eric Salyer was running the saw that he got from Dub, the 395 clone. And if you watch carefully on that video, he definitely does beat me by just a little bit, but he definitely does beat me. And what is surprising about it isn't that a 395 could beat the 592 or anything like that, or that Dub built a good 395. No, none of that's surprising. Eric, he was even talking about it, you know. He just like lollygagged over there to the side. And I'm noticing stuff like that with me as well. I'm like, man, get the lead out. You got to get moving. And but yeah, even with Eric's little bit of a lollygag sidestep over, he beat me. And that's pretty cool. I think that's cool. And I got to say, you know, I mean, Doug, we can all sit back and say a goof at you that you were taking your sweet old time getting ready for that bell to start, or the horn or whatever, and you had your little routine that you was going through and and stuff like that. And you know, it's easy to look at that and go and giggle, but he had the best, most consistent starts and runs of anybody. I mean, the only person I feel like that gave him a run for his money in his professional, really ready and nailing it every time is the one who won it all, and that's Ken. And Ken, he races at a lot of these places. Ken Freeman, he's the one that won it all. And here, you know, you got guys like me. I took it semi-seriously. I really tried, but I didn't really practice at all or something. You could tell that Doug practiced, and he had it down. He did good, you know. But, you know, folks like me and anybody else could giggle because it was a funny little routine you had, Doug. But it worked, and he was good. So more people beat me than what we're seeing here. I don't have all the footage and stuff, but I think it proves my point. That 592 runs excellent. It has a very, very fat power band, and it's got great torque. And yeah, it pulls as good as most ported 90 plus cc saws. I can't say enough good about it. It's so good to me. I know that the Stihl 500i is really good also. It really is. These modern saws that are coming out, man, they're good. They're really, really, really good. But anyways, I just thought I'd put out that video, and hopefully it entertained somebody out there. And you know, I finally got the video, my actual work video that I had to do to make money. I finally got that completed, and you guys have heard me say a lot that I am a videographer. And I have been on a few movie sets here and there, never done anything special at all. Okay, so don't think that I ever did. But I am pretty seasoned with that stuff, and then it just wasn't for me. It's extremely demanding. It's one of the hardest jobs I've ever done, and I have been a ditch digger. You know, I've done a lot of different jobs, and the movie industry is up there at the top of the hardest. And it's not because it's like hard manual labor. It's a lot of stress. You're on your feet for 14, 16 hours at a pop. 5 days in a row, if you're lucky. Some days it's 6 days. And so it's really taxing, and it sucks. And so what I chose to do was I took a job with a large corporation, basically making their safety videos and training videos and stuff like that. And I no longer do that for that company, but I still do it somewhat, not regular, but, you know, somewhat semi-regular. I get a chance, I come in, take a day, I shoot the videos, and then, but, you know, then I get the video back to them and I get paid. So, but here's a sample of what I'm talking about. And yeah, prepare to be bored to death.
If you guys notice, there are some spacers that go underneath the upper closing block, and this is what creates the distance between the upper closing block and the upper segment, so it doesn't rub on the segment and you got a proper closing on the capsule.
So, see what I mean? It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it is a way to do stuff like this for a living, which is kind of nifty, you know. But anyways, that's enough for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and tomorrow I should be back to actually full swing doing cool chainsaw stuff. If not tomorrow, at least Monday. All right, later.